Hi, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Professor Mike, and today we're going to talk about 8 common mistakes that Slovak people make when they speak English. So let's get right down to it. So let's go to the first common mistake. Mistake number 1. All right, so mistake number 1. In the nature. So take a look at this example. Hello, Zora. Did you have a nice weekend? And then Zora replies, yes, I was in the nature. Well, actually, Zora should have said, yes, I was outdoors, or I was on a hike, or I spent it in the countryside, or maybe the mountains, or in the woods, or something like that. Yeah, because the reason we don't say in the nature to the native speaker of English, it sounds like you were not wearing any clothes, like you were a naturalist or something. So it's better to avoid in the nature and then use one of the other options. All right, so let's go on to common mistake number 2. Behind the corner. So take a look at this example. Hello, Zora. Is there a bank nearby? Yes, it is behind the corner. Well, actually, Zora, you shouldn't have said behind the corner. You would want to say that, yes, it is around the corner. It is around the corner. So behind the corner is used to express when somebody is hiding or maybe peeking around the corner, okay? So that means that they're on the other side of the corner. So for example, in this picture here, you can see the corner of the building and the little girl is on the other side of the corner. Whereas here, okay, you don't see any corners, but the cafe, okay, which is called coffee around the corner, means that there's a cafe, there's a coffee shop not far away. Okay, so let's move on to common mistake number 3, spoken by many people of Slovak language. The chicken meat meal. Yum, yum. So take a look at this example here. So, hello, Zora. What did you have for lunch today? And then Zora says, I had a chicken meat meal. Okay. She should have said, I had chicken. So the reason why is because in English, when we describe what we had for lunch, what we ate for lunch, breakfast, or dinner, we don't usually add the word meal, okay? The reason why is that lunch, breakfast, and dinner, they're meals. They're already meals, so it's not necessary to say it. We already know that. Additionally, we also don't add the word meat, okay, to the type of meat that we eat or ate. So it is enough to say the kind of meat, like chicken. So I like chicken, but I don't like pork meat. And better to say, just I don't like pork, okay? Or I don't like beef, or I don't like fish, okay? We would never say fish meat. Okay, so let's move on to number 4, the 4th most common, or one of the most common mistakes that Slovak speakers of English say. Let's have a look at it. All right, so number 4, it tasted me. So take a look at this example here. Hello, Zora. Did you enjoy the chicken? And then Zora says, yes, it tasted me. No. Okay, Zora should have said, yes, I liked it. Or, yes, it was delicious. Or even, yes, it was quite good. But we don't say it tasted me. Yeah, so be careful because in English, if you say that it tasted me, well, then I think of something like it licked me, okay, or the food wanted to eat me, okay. So this type of image would actually come to my mind, okay. So this sounds like the dog tasted me here, okay. All right, let's move on to number 5, the 5th most common mistake that Slovak speakers of English make. Happy. So let's have a look at this example here. Hello, Zora. How are you today? I am happy. No. Zora wants to say, or should say, I am happy. I am happy. Ah, not ah. I am happy. Yeah, so you have to be careful about the A sound in English, okay? We would pronounce it not happy, of course, but happy, okay? So it's quite similar to the A sound in Slovak. So for example, badminton, not bedminton, okay? Or likewise, brandy. Okay, not brandy. Okay, brandy. No, 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 no. It's brandy. Okay, so brandy, badminton, happy, and so on. Okay, so let's move on to number 6. Okay, so one of the 6 most common mistake, or 6, I can't even speak today. The 6 most common mistake made by Slovak speakers of English. On the cottage. So take a look at this example. Yeah, hello, Zora. How was your weekend? Zora replies, great. I was on the cottage. No. Zora should have said, great, I was at the cottage. At the cottage. So be very careful with this because on the cottage sounds like you were on the roof of the cottage, okay? So for example, you can see the Tesco van, okay, is on the cottage, okay? Whereas if Zora or you were spending time visiting the cottage, then the preposition at is the better one, okay? So you were at the cottage means that you were at this place, okay? You were inside the cottage, outside the cottage, okay? And likewise. So another example to this is the sun. We are never on the sun. Okay, so you need to say in the sun. Okay, so if you are tanned, opaleni, somebody can say, you know, kde si bol? Oh, ja som bol na slnku. Well, in English, we don't say on the sun. That would be physically on top of it. So we want to say in the sun. Okay, so this brings us to number 7. Number 7, the 7th most common mistake made by Slovak speakers of English. Don't you want a coffee? Yeah, so take a look at this example here. In this case, Professor Mike makes a mistake. He says, hello, Zora. Don't you want a coffee? Well, what Professor Mike should have said, would you like a coffee? Or maybe, can I make you a coffee? Okay. Don't say or do not begin a question with a negative, okay, as an offer. Yeah, so you need to be careful when you ask a question for, you know, to somebody. always try to use it in the, in the positive, not in the negative. Because if you say something like, don't you want a coffee? Well, it can appear or seem impolite, okay? Because it sounds like the person asking the question already knows that you don't want a coffee and is surprised by this, okay? Don't you want a coffee is usually used as a secondary question, okay? It's used for confirmation of something. So we wouldn't say something like, aren't you hungry? Okay. The first question, like the primary question would be, are you hungry? Oh, no, I'm not hungry. Oh, aren't you hungry? It's kind of a confirmation, like, meaning that you haven't eaten all day. So it's an assumption. The same with, don't you want to go for lunch? Okay, so it's almost like you're reading the person's mind, okay? The correct, of course, is the positive form. Do you want to go for lunch? Okay, and finally, we are at number 8, okay? The 8th most common mistake made by Slovak speakers of English. Action. So let's take a look at this example. I'm going to show you a couple of them. So Professor Mike asks Zora, hello Zora, what are you going to do this weekend? Zora says, I'm going to an action. No, I'm going to an event. Okay, so an event is the better word. Take a look at this next example. So Professor Mike asks Zora, hello Zora, those bananas look very tasty. Okay, be careful of that one. Okay, it's chutne. Okay, yes, there was an action at Tesco. No. Zora should have said that, yes, there was a sale at Tesco, okay? So be careful of this one as well. So when something is discounted, zleveni, okay, it means, or, je tam akcja v akcji, okay? We don't say there was an action, but that there was a sale, okay? In fact, we would also say they were, I'm going to just type it in very quickly and scroll up. Hang on a second. We can say that they were on sale, okay? So again, that preposition on, okay, vakci. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching today's program. I hope it was educational for you. These are just some typical mistakes that I hear every day that are very common, not just here in Slovakia, but in the Czech Republic and other countries as well. Not only in Europe, but around the world, okay? But these were 8 of the most common that I hear most often while living here in Slovakia. Okay, take care, everybody. Hopefully next week I'll continue and I'll get 8 more common mistakes made by Slovak speakers of English. Bye-bye.